Hello everyone, I'm Doc Hot Pants. We're playing some more Manor Lords today. We'll be playing Fractured Realm on challenging settings. We'll look for a nice map to play that on, and then have a relaxed playthrough, as much as a challenging playthrough can be relaxed. So we'll see about that. And I promised myself I'll accept pretty much whatever resources were going to be offered. So no re-rolling or whatever, we'll just take whatever we get. And I think, yeah, let's position all of our opponents down here. So if the raiders spawn up here, there's actually a huge chance that they'll come for me instead of going for the other opponents. Of course, if they start down here, well, then it's bad luck for our opponents, but at least that way I think we have a somewhat even playing field. Let's go. Okay, so just wanted to pause the game real quick. So we have rich clay and rich mushrooms. All right then. What do the other ones have? Oh, they have rich iron. Nice. They have rich stone. Nice. Oh, they have rich stone and fertility. Whew. Well, I guess we pretty much got the worst of the resources, but that's fine. We live for a challenge, right? So yeah, we're gonna have to accept it as it is. I did say I didn't want to re-roll, so yeah, we're just gonna go with this then. Let's go. It's a bit bad luck that both of the resources that need the forest are so close to our starting point. But I think we'll be switching the location for the logging camp very quickly. But for now, we're just gonna have to live with it. Again, any of the challenging playthroughs of mine are not about building pretty or whatever. That's what easy mode is for. This is going to be about efficiency and getting things done as well as we can, build money as quickly as we can, and then make the best of it. Okay, so where's our water? Oh, right here. Well, that's pretty cool then. We're going to put the first well right here then. Okay, but for now, let's just begin. And know that this particular version, the 0.061, is buggy, so I'm hoping that we're not going to run into huge issues here. Also hoping that there's not going to be much of a performance issue. We'll probably max out around 30 families or so. I'm not going to need much more than that. Okay, 3 people in here. Crank up the maintenance. That's pretty much standard. Let's also get that second ox.
Just give me a hammer and something needs to not move. I'll put it in its place.
So let's staff the granary. Let's also build the hitching post.
We all know what that means, don't
Yeah, I know we're running out of food. That's gonna be rectified very quickly. Okay, so there is that. So we have two of the most important items already placed. And then we'll be putting our first market area right here. That should take care of most of the approval issues already.
Gotta smooth that beam over there.
Just waiting for one more log to come in order to build the houses.
Just give me a hammer and something needs to not move. I'll put it in place.
All right, so there we go. We do still have 3 months of food and 3 months of firewood. I think we're going to go for food first. But since we still have food, we're not going to be staffing that building just yet. We're just going to try to get the houses finished as quickly as we can. And take advantage of the 2-person immigration. Again, the goal is to make money as soon as we can. We will be relying mostly on mercenaries again, if we can. But we'll try to make this as efficient as we possibly can. Okay, so you now see the approval dropping, of course, because some people have a house, some people don't. But that shouldn't be an issue for long. And we should be seeing our first immigrant probably within April due to the fresh settlement bonus. Okay, so fuel is still looking pretty good. I'll just get that last house up. Okay, very good. So because we have none of the really good resources, we will be going for off the Vogtland again. I was really trying to not, you know, cheese my way into the resources I prefer. So we went with what we got on the first roll. So let's go with off the Vogtland here, because it will get us this bonus for the animals. And let's take advantage of that right away. We do have our second ox, which is pretty cool. So let's get that into the logging camp. And let's also get the socket up. We're still going to be good. Well, we're not going to be all that good on fuel for all that much longer, but, you know, we'll make do. Okay, let's get those built. Let's try to get as much food in as we can, and then, of course, build the church as soon as we can as well. Gonna have to instruct the storehouse to only store the essentials. They won't be storing any wax. They can do. They won't be doing any other basic resources. They can do pelts for now, but that's about it. And then the granary, of course, it's not going to accept grain. Not that that will make it that far, because we'll be winning the game without leveling up anyone. That's the plan anyway. So let's keep going. Yeah, so we'll be seeing immigration, which is pretty awesome. So let's just keep... I don't really want a double plot. Yeah, that's good. Let's go with a single plot. So, as you can see, approval is now above 58%, which is pretty cool. So let's get a firewood cutter going. And then next person in is going to be a forager, and then the next person in is going to be a stone collector. And we're going to have to keep rowing until we reach a point where we can also staff a trader, the clay mine, and a tile person. And again, the village is going to be small. It doesn't take much to win these campaigns. You don't have to be really big or whatever. You know, you don't have to upgrade your village. You just, you know, need to be efficient with what you're doing. All right, there we go. Let's get the forager going. That's going to help with approval and everything. And then again, next person in is going to be a stone gatherer. Next after that is going to be the saw pit, just to make sure that we're as efficient as we can be. Now we have 16 animals, so let's hunt them down to 9. And be aware that if you grow quickly, of course, you know, your food is going to run out quickly as well. So just be mindful of that. Okay, what we're also going to do is we're going to build another logging camp over here to get away from both of those resources up there. Give them their own pitching post as well. Yeah, I think we're going to go for 3 more houses for now. And you have that double immigration bonus for the first 12 months. And I'm aiming to take as much advantage of that as I can. So let's get someone in here. Leave a timber reserve of 12 as always. And we won't be producing any more than 100 planks. There we go. At a time anyway. Have to keep an eye on food and fuel, but I think we should be good for now. And as soon as that logging camp is built, we'll move that person in there. Give them the ox instead. Of course, that's going to increase the time for transport, but I think it's going to be worth it in order to preserve all of those resources there. And let's also crank up the maintenance here. So one of the next things to do, of course, is to build a trading post. Well, I think we'll be putting that right there. And since we're not producing any planks yet and we don't have enough logs yet to even be producing planks, let's just staff the forager better and the logging camp. That should help. Because we don't have bridgestone on this one, let's just store the rubble stone in the storehouse as well. It's not that much, so they won't be overwhelmed and they can finish collecting everything there. In the meantime, our approval is good, but one of the priorities is going to be to get the saw pit up and running. Just want to place another road real quick here for the trader to use. And then, of course, the church is going to need planks. So let's wait for the timber to come in. There it is. So there we go. We can staff them. Yeah, so they have something to work with. So let's get the trader going. We're going to start with firewood. Again, anything over 80 can be sold. We're going to have to trade for tools. We're going to start with 5 for now. We'll also be exporting rubble stone down, I think, down to 40. I can probably go down to 20 even. No, let's go to 40, just in case. We'll later be exporting planks over 50. And we'll of course be trading roof tiles, but for now we can't yet because we're going to have to buy the trade route and we don't have that money yet. So let's just staff the trader. Planks should be incoming pretty quickly. Oh, nice drought. There we go. Planks are incoming. That's all pretty awesome. Our stone is almost completely collected, so that stone gatherer can then be demolished. I can probably take that person out and instead have that forager staffed better. Yeah. Food is looking good. So what we're also going to do is we're going to be selling mushrooms all the way down to 80. That's going to make us some nice money. Small game we're going to keep. That meat is important. And then we'll sell more later as it comes. Oh, and the pelts. We need to sell the pelts. That's, of course, also going to make us some nice money. Since you can't do anything else with the pelts, just sell them down to 0. Okay, next thing to build is the church. We'll be building that right here. Again, everything is going to be very tight together. We won't be more than 30 people, 30 families in the end. So all of this is going to be very, very close. And then we'll try to be as efficient as we can with everything else. Also want to be building the manor. And that reminds me, don't trade that far down, because we're going to need rubble stone for the garrison tower as well. We can add another trader though. There we go. First bandit camp has appeared. They'll start stealing our stuff very quickly, so the faster we can sell whatever we can sell, the better. There's yet another one incoming. So yeah, let's get those 4 traders in there right away, just to make sure that we're selling as much as we can before the bandits come and steal our stuff. We're doing really good with the mushrooms here, so that's pretty awesome. 3 people in there. Let's give them an herb garden. And very soon, with the planks that we'll be producing, we'll also be able to do chicken coops and everything. But let's just get the manor up as quickly as possible. Doing really good with food and fuel here. And of course, I also want to get the clay mine up. It seems that our opponents may have leveled up. It's okay though. Okay, hold on. So the stone is all gone, so we can demolish that. The hunter can start hunting again. And hopefully our plank dudes are going to be just a bit quicker. And I also want to get a couple more houses built. Of course, that's kind of, counterproductive for the plank production, but it is what it is. Sometimes you got to make compromises. But yeah, let's get... Nope, not the burgage. I want the... Right, no, we're going to need another 20 and 15, I think, for the garrison tower, but let's just start with the manor. Yeah, let's just commit to that for now. And first money came in as well, so that's pretty awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to buy another ox. And then we're gonna buy a horse for the traders, so they're gonna need their hitching posts as well. Yeah, let's just get these built here, just for the convenience of it. Give this highest priority. Again, we don't have to grow all that quickly anymore now. There we go. Firewoods, take all the firewood, I don't care. We have enough of that. So no worries there. Let's see, did we set up tools import? We did. Good. Can you just do, can you just work a little faster, please? I think they kind of debuffed the plank production for some reason. I don't know why, but it just seems it goes in stutters somehow. Like, what are you doing, dude? Why are you waiting? There's logs right there. I'm waiting for the third ox to come in. Can we see it anywhere? Oh, there it is. So it's incoming. It's just gonna take just a little while. And there we go. The manor is done. Perfect. Still can't do anything with the planks because these dudes aren't working for whatever reason. There's plenty of timber right there. Anyway, I hope they're gonna... it seems like they're going back to work now. Good. Yeah, let's just wait for that ox to arrive, and then of course the saw pit is going to get their own ox. Wild animals are hunted all the way down already. Now the mushrooms are going down. That's as expected though. The planks are finally incoming. That's good. Come on, hurry up. There comes the third ox. Yeah, that's good. All right, we're gonna upgrade this as well. And order that horse. And then also go for, well, we have a good amount of food, so let's go for 10% tithe and... Yeah, okay, well, our approval is good. 10% of land tax. That should still work out okay. And then we should be able to build... Oh, still no? Come on. Yeah, plank production for some reason is way less efficient than it used to be. Maybe that's a good thing. I don't know, but it's annoying for now because it's so different to what it was before. You were basically swimming in planks before, and now you're not. Anyway, let's get the garrison tower up so that we can have our retinue to help with anything that might come up. And then try to build our treasury as quickly as we can. I'm also going to upgrade both the storehouse and the granary as quickly as we can. Keep buying more horses for the traders. And yeah, that's hopefully going to help with everything. Let's just make sure that we have enough stable space for all of the animals. For now, let's just get a second person in here as well. And then we'll be upgrading to large granary and large storehouse as quickly as we can. We're still fine with food and fuel. We will be upgrading one burgage to level 2. I think we'll make it that one, and they will be a bowyer. So we will be having our own little bow militia. just in case. They're going to be a nice support for the retinue once the raiders come in. And the raiders will be coming. It's just a matter of where they go. I think we might as well staff that logging camp, but with normal maintenance. Yeah, so overall, we're doing okay. Construction is going, trading post is going. Let's get that horse. First bit of treasury is there. We're only in January of year 2, so all of that is going pretty well. So now let's get the mine going. Can we? Yeah, I think yeah, we're just going to rely on having one mine. That's fine. And of course we're also going to need the tile maker here, clay furnace. Put that right there. And build just a few more houses. And then of course very soon we're going to start adding some backyard extensions just to make sure that we're not going to run out of food. So far it's going pretty well though. Let's upgrade them. And get someone into that mine. And since we have the money, we're also going to buy this trade route now. And we'll be exporting everything above 20. We actually could be exporting down to 0, but let's just do 20. Increasing the planks here because we're going to need a lot of planks for the backyard extensions.
You spat it in my face and tried to carve me a new nipple.
Yeah, let's import tools. That's going to hurt just a bit, but I'm going to have to do it. Treasury is growing nicely, so we're, that's fine. Pelts is growing. Clay is coming in, so that's pretty good. Mushrooms are growing again. We'll be hopefully seeing some... Oh, no, we can't. Oh, well, let's build... couple more houses. Okay, so they are there, so they can start producing bows. We need one person unassigned, okay. Construction, that's fine. Know that once you go for the bandits, you're going to get back all of those resources. So yeah, focus on that. Always leave 30 planks. Yeah, no, actually always leave 50 planks. And produce exactly 1 surplus of war bows. I think we'll be doing 2, no, actually 3, because that way you're a bit more flexible as to where to move your people. And you don't just have one big bulk of archers, but now you have 3, units of archers that can run around enemies and therefore, be a better help to the retinue. We're gonna put armor on our retinue as soon as we can. For now, though, I'm just waiting for some person to come in so that we can staff the clay furnace. And then I do want to raise my retinue very quickly. Yeah, track the movement. So in a year, the raiders will be coming. That's fine. All of that is expected. That's not an issue. Food is a bit low right now, but we're in March. That's fine. can stop working and they can go hunting again. That should be fine. At some point, I guess we should also have a forester or two. Yeah. So again, we will be growing to around 30. Yeah, probably 30 families, something like that. But not much more than that. 30, of course, is also going to help with with the archer militia to not just have 3 people in there. So for now, we have 2. But I guess right now we'd probably have 4 or 5 archers per unit, which is not all that much. So of course we're going to have to grow just a little more. Food will be coming in, that's no issue, and money should be growing as well. And we will be, yeah, let's invest in another horse. That's really important to have in order to speed up the trade. And I think we'll be trading roof tiles all the way down to 0. Oops. Because we're not going to need roof tiles. We're not going to upgrade our village until after we've claimed all of the other AI territories.